Hello, Rich. It's Jill.
Hiya, Jill.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay, thank you.
Yeah, have you got a question for me today?
So I was in a relationship for about 20 odd years. We broke up about 4 years ago, around about the start of COVID time. COVID came, went, didn't really feel anything or anything, just other than sort of, the sadness of the relationship ending. But a colleague of mine noticed that I'd been lower than usual. They'd recommended that I go and speak to someone just to find out if everything was okay. I personally thought it was just a case of, COVID had come and changed the world, basically. It turned out that I'd been in an emotionally coercive relationship for actually 20 odd years. And the therapist was great, helped me through a lot of things that I didn't realize was happening. I'd cut off a lot of friends, family, most of my interests, because I thought that's what you did in a relationship. About a year or so ago, I started seeing someone. We met online, but as we were the relationship was developing after a few months, I started pushing her away. Something in the back of my mind just started thinking, I don't know, I don't want you to, I don't want you to get close to me. I don't want you to love me. And I don't think I can love you in the way you want me to love you. And over time, I've realized that I don't think I could fall in love again. And I don't think I could let myself be loved. I know it sounds a bit daft. That's just how I feel. And it scares me. It really, really has sort of shaken me quite a lot. And I don't know. It's hard to see a future. It's hard to see a future for me not being on my own, basically. And I was just wondering, is there anything you could say, anything kind of advice you could give me that, I don't know, can help me see through that?
Do you know what? I'm so sorry for everything you've been through, and none of that what you've said sounds stupid, by the way, at all. I completely understand what you're saying. I think one of the things about being in a relationship like you've just described is that the person on the receiving end of that behavior, I think, in the aftermath, loses all trust of themselves and of who they are, because they can't quite believe that they relinquished that much of themselves and almost like abandoned who they were in that relationship and let that person control them. And I think that what is then really hard is that new people are coming into your life, people who, like you say, seem really nice and seem to be falling for you and want to be with you. And your brain is saying to you, yeah, but, my last partner seemed really nice at first. What if they're pulling the wool over my eyes as well? What if they're lying to me? And I think the work that you would want to do and the things that you need to question is like about the trust that you have in yourself. Like, you already, that relationship that you had that seemed so traumatic, you're not in that anymore. And you can see clearly now what that was. And like you say, you've worked with a therapist. And I think you have to give yourself like real props for not only recognizing what that was, but also the fact that you've went and worked through it with someone that's incredibly brave. It's very shameful when you've been in a relationship where you feel like you have abandoned parts of yourself for that other person, because it doesn't feel like you recognize who you are. But I think you need to put more faith and trust in yourself that, having experienced what you've experienced, you now have boundaries and you now would be able to put things in place. So if somebody new comes into your life and they start to say something like, I don't want you seeing your friends at the weekend, or why are you on the phone to your mum so much, or why are you staying late at work? You would say, okay, first, why are you asking me that question? And secondly, I don't like it, and these are the reasons why, and I will never change those parts of myself for another person. I think it's really about you deciding what your boundaries are, what you're really, really comfortable with, And also probably having to be very honest. And I know it's really vulnerable, but being really honest with a new person and saying, look, this was how my relationship was last time. And these are the sort of scars that I carry from that relationship. And as much as I don't want to bring it into our relationship, and this is new and you're not that person, I am now experiencing love in a different way. And actually, falling in love makes me really frightened, because falling in love makes me think that I could potentially lose myself again. And I think, does that ring true or make any sense when I say that?
Yeah, it does actually. It's actually nice to hear, to be honest.
Because you are so much more than that one relationship. And you are so worthy of being loved again. And I would never want you to not let someone in for fear of that person being like your previous partner. You just have to know for sure and keep checking in, either with a therapist or with someone you really trust. And you have to say, these are my boundaries and these are what I feel comfortable with. So if I ever call you up and I say something to the contrary of that, I'm giving you permission to say, you said you wouldn't be comfortable with that, or do you know that you said that that's not what you want to do? So it's like having somebody to be accountable to if you don't feel like you can fully trust yourself. But I really hear what you're saying, and I know what it feels like to not feel like you can fully trust yourself, because you look back on past behavior and think, I'm not sure how I allowed that to happen. So it's really all about you building up a world for yourself that feels safe and feels boundaried, so that when you let people in, like you say, you don't want to keep pushing people away, and you totally deserve love and you absolutely deserve to be as happy as possible. But you're also allowed to say, but these are the things that I need in order to feel truly safe. And then as the years go by, maybe some of those sort of barriers come more down, but somebody has to understand that that's what you've been through. But don't think that you're not worthy, or don't think that you have to be on your own. Hey, listen, you can choose to be on your own if you want to, but I don't want you to think that because of something that's happened. That would be sad. And then see if you can get to a point where you actually feel excited about new love rather than frightened.
Thank you, because like I said, it feels quite nice hearing it from somebody else's voice rather than me trying to tell myself that.
I know, so it's so hard, but I really get this as well, because it's really, especially when you've been in that situation, there's a lot of, I think, self-flagellation and shame. Can't believe I did that. Can't believe I allowed myself to do that. That's so ridiculous of me. And then you start to kind of stop opening up to other people and try and manage it all on your own. But we all need other people. Like none of us can go through this life. So I'm so glad that you called and you're chatting to me now. And I would love for you to reach out to other people that you trust as well. And yeah, just hopefully, get to a point where you can have people in your life and feel okay about it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's nice to hear somebody else kind of tell me not what I want to hear, but tell me what I need to hear. That's not my own voice trying to tell me that.
Yeah.
After so long, you start telling yourself to shut up.
I know. You're so unkind to yourself, aren't you? You're the most you'll never be as unkind to other people as you are to yourself. That's a fact. And I think especially shame plays a massive part in that. You tend to sort of what I call shit talk yourself. You really, really talk yourself down, and no, you don't deserve that. You don't deserve to talk to yourself like that. So reach out, get some more help. And then call us back when you're in if you feel like it, if you're in a better place, and let us know how you're getting on.
I might hold you to that, and you might regret that.
Thanks so much. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.